Hey, how's it going guys? Captain Kuba here and welcome to another God of War video. Today I'm actually bringing you guys a God of War news video. These things don't come often, but whenever there's something to talk about, I want to talk to you guys about it. And today there's a lot we need to talk about. First of all, there's an image going around on Twitter telling God of War fans exactly how big the download file is for God of War Ragnarok, at least on the PS4. And Ryan Hurst has suddenly started talking about Thor, what motivates him. He also confirms some characters that will be in the game. So there's a lot to talk about, so let's just get started. But before we get started, I do want to give a big thanks to God of War Spain for providing all of this information for me. Not just me, like everybody. He has a page on Twitter where he just keeps people updated on any news related to God of War, the God of War series. He's honestly a great guy, so if you want to be updated with God of War news, definitely follow him. And whenever you see something, just tag me in it. But yeah, the first thing we need to talk about is this image going around on Twitter telling God of War fans exactly how big God of War Ragnarok is going to be. And this is a huge game. It says that at least on the PS4, it's going to be 90 gigabytes. Just to compare sizes, God of War 2018 was 45 gigabytes, The Witcher 3 is 32 gigabytes, and Red Dead 2 is 105 gigabytes. God of War Ragnarok is going to be a huge game. It might honestly come in 2 discs for PS4 owners, similar to what happened with Red Dead. And this really goes to show what some people, mostly Xbox, were saying about the game being only a DLC. This game is going to be huge. And yeah, you can have huge DLCs, but 90 gigabytes? Come on, man. This game is going to be full of bosses, full of realms to explore, full of different locations to just visit. This is going to be a huge game, and I think this is something we should get excited about. However, I am still worried about PS4 users. Again, God of War 2018 was only 45 gigabytes, and I remember playing that thing on the PlayStation Pro, and that thing was noisy. So I really don't know how they'll compress it, how they'll make it work on the PS4. But the good news is that this game is going to be huge, and this is going to be reflected on the story itself. It seems like this game is going to be at least 40 hours long, like just the main story. And I'm saying this because of what Ryan Hurst said about his character, Thor. Now, I do consider what I'm going to talk about next as a minor spoiler. These are characters we've heard before in the God of War series, so I kind of expected to see them there. But I also understand if you want to go into this game completely fresh, like no information whatsoever. If that's you, make sure to click out of the video right now. But yeah, Ryan Hurst does talk about Thor and what his motivations are and some characters that will be in the game, like regarding his life. So I'll let the clip play out first and then we'll talk about it.
Creators actually came over to my house and we sat there for about 6 hours and they pitched the entire storyline, the entire thing.
Rare thing for games.
And it was this tapestry of really beautiful, intense storytelling. And I was like, oh my God, and then they started showing me the artwork and I was like, oh, this is great. And they were like, and then this is you. And I was like, he's a big boy. And they were like, yeah, we're going old school Norse mythology with this. And I was just like, I love this. So the way that I presented him was, he has a bit of pathos to him that you wouldn't necessarily expect. That there's some relationships that they investigate, where they with his father, with his wife, and with his daughter. They show this other side of him that I was really, really interested in, which is that, like, for one, he's a drunk, and he's trying not to be a drunk for his family. Like these very sort of like off-center choices for like a Norse god.
Yeah.
That you don't look at a Norse god and go like, oh, really? He feels that way? You know, so that I tried to present it that way, if that makes sense.
So yes, in this small clip, Ryan Hurst talks about the characters that will play a role in Thor's life. He mentions Sif and his daughter Throd. There's not much known about Throd in the mythology. I think there's only a couple of mentions of her. However, she is confirmed to be part of the God of War universe in one of the conversations Sindri has with Kratos and Atreus.
Thor's their dad, different moms, sordid story that one. Baldur's their uncle, Odin, dear old grandpa, oh, and a sister named...
Weapons. How do they fight?
Now, I'm not exactly sure how big her role will be in God of War Ragnarok. In the mythology, there seems to be a debate whether she's just Thor's daughter or she's also one of the Valkyries. So if anything, I'm expecting to see her as a boss fight, and her death will only fuel Thor's rage even more. Ryan Hurst also talks about Thor's wife, and I believe this is Sif, the one with the golden hair. Aside from that, not much is known about Sif. However, in the God of War universe, Sif has been kind of confirmed in the past. Back when Santa Monica was marketing God of War 2018, they released this video titled The Great War. I believe I showed it yesterday in my Freyr video. Anyway, among the Asgardian gods you see there, you see a lady with golden hair, and I believe this is Sif. Once again, not much is known about Sif. I'm also expecting her to be a boss fight, and essentially I'm thinking that Throd and Sif will only be the catalyst that will bring Thor's rage out even more. Now, Ryan Hurst also talked about Thor's drinking problem. As we all know, Thor has a bit of a drinking problem. He is a Norse god after all. But it seems like this is not going to be something kept in the past. This is going to be something Thor is going to be dealing with in God of War Ragnarok, and I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. I get it, the more depth you give to a character in a game, the better. But then again, God of War Ragnarok already has so many big and important characters that Santa Monica needs time to develop, that I'm not sure given time for Thor's drinking problem will be the best idea. I've always said that one of the things that scares me the most about this game is the story, because it's not a trilogy, it's only 2 games. This is the last Norse game in the series. And because of this, Santa Monica literally has to wrap up Kratos, Atreus, Freya's, and Odin's story all in one game. On top of that, now we have to deal with Thor's drinking problem as well. I'm not exactly sure this is a good idea, but then again, the game will be 90 gigabytes, so maybe they have enough time to wrap up all of these stories, including Thor's drinking problem as well as his family issues. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about this for a little bit because I thought it was interesting. What do you guys think about God of War Ragnarok's download file size? What about Thor's relationships with his wife and daughter, his drinking problem? Does this make you excited for God of War Ragnarok? Let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, if you enjoy God of War content such as God of War theories, top 10s, and news videos like these, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, hit like and share it with fellow God of War fans. I'm sure they'll find it interesting. And yeah, with that said, thanks for watching. And remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.